Hey guys, Jim here with Type 1 Diabetic Warriors. First question that comes to mind when you are diagnosed with diabetes is this going to shorten my life? That's normal. That's the first question I asked my doctor. And by the way, that was 41 years ago. So I think you know where we're going today. We have some new data, the latest data on life expectancy, and it's a pretty good story. So we're going to share that with you. Before we do that, would you please hit the like and subscribe button? That helps the channel grow, and as always, we really appreciate your support. So let's get to it.
Welcome back to Type 1 Diabetic Warriors. The question of life expectancy for Type 1 diabetics is a story that is getting better, not worse. In this video, we will cover the latest data as well as tips for totally maintaining this disease from birth to being a senior. This is about preserving life as we wait for the complete cure to T1D. So let's start with encouraging data that every diabetic should know. Life expectancy estimates for individuals with type 1 diabetes in these reports ranged from approximately 65 years of age to 72 years of age according to the CDC or Centers for Disease Control. 100 years ago when insulin was discovered, type 1 diabetics usually died within a year or two of diagnosis. Though insulin was the answer at the time, it wasn't widely understood. Doctors were aware that elevated blood sugars attacked the eyes, heart, kidneys, and blood pressure but had no idea what the cause for the elevated glucose levels was. Thankfully, a lot has changed since then. Let's take a look at life expectancy 30 years after the discovery of insulin. By 1950, the medical community was starting to follow diabetic patients to estimate life expectancy. According to a review by Margaret M. Burke, PharmD, and Elena Christophides MD, life expectancy for people with diabetes has been improving over time. One study followed patients for 30 years and showed an improvement in life expectancy of 15 years in those diagnosed with diabetes between 1965 and 1980 compared with those diagnosed between 1950 and 1964. Other research even shows that the mortality rate in people with type 1 diabetes is improving faster than it is in the general public. This may be due to advances in diabetes care, such as increased insulin options, improved technology for monitoring blood sugar and administering insulin, and tighter glycemic control. I remember my doctor telling me that people with diabetes who are serious about monitoring the disease can live a healthier life than those without diabetes because they are tending to life issues like taking meds on a prescribed basis, watching what they eat, and getting exercise to reduce weight. Most importantly, they seriously control the blood sugars. One study, in which patients were followed for an average of 27 years, found that even 6.5 years of initial intensive diabetes control compared to standard therapy lowered the rate of death from any cause. Regarding initial intensive diabetes control, the sooner we tackle this seriously, the sooner we get our sugars under control, the sooner we stop the deadly effects on our body. I equate this to a fireman arriving at a burning house. The sooner the fire is under control, the better the chance of saving the house. Think of your body as the house. So, where to start if you are a recently diagnosed diabetic or someone who has had the disease for decades? The American Diabetes Association has rolled out new standards of care for 2024. Many of the recommendations include treatment ideas mentioned on this channel before. 1. New updates in managing obesity in people with diabetes. Obesity is a killer. New screening recommendations for heart failure in people with diabetes. Updated recommendations for peripheral arterial disease, PAD, screening in people with diabetes. Guidance on screening and the use of teplizumab, approved to delay the onset of type 1 diabetes. Guys, this is a big one for young children who have diabetes running in the family. A focus on hypoglycemia prevention and management. Emphasis on screening people with diabetes for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and non-alcoholic steatohepatitis at primary care and diabetes clinics. These are just a few of the ADA recommendations released recently. Remember, the key to everything diabetic is controlling blood sugars. This can all be achieved with determination and consultation with your doctor. We hope you are encouraged by this information. The long-term survival rate with this disease is increasing, and that should make everyone happier. Jim, do you agree with that?
Yes, I really do agree with it. In fact, my doctor just recently told me he has not one, but two patients in their late 80s and another one in their early 90s, both type 1 diabetics for over 70 years. And they're both doing very well. So let that be inspiration for all of us. We'll have another great video for you here in the coming days. Until then, you take care of yourselves, stay on top of those blood sugars, be well, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.